Today we are going to see a movie released in 2024, an amazing movie called Uglies. It is basically a science fiction futuristic movie where the future is shown about 1,000 years from now, when the world will become much more modern. Everything in the world will be run through technology. Humans will also become much more advanced. They themselves will then create some cities artificially, where everything will be absolutely perfect. Even if there is a soul among any human, then all those people will not be allowed to enter in those cities. Our movie today has been made with such a unique concept, which makes the whole story very interesting from beginning to end. Even the VFX of the movie is so captivating that you will also get lost in a different world of the future after watching it. So let's take a look at the story of a modern future world. So the story starts in the future world, when the natural resources of the earth were completely exhausted, because the people of the world used so much fuel oil that gradually all the fuel oil in the world ran out, and this had a huge impact on all the resources of the world. As a result, the whole world almost went towards destruction, and it had a huge impact on the lives of people. The quality of life of people became very poor. Since people did not get the resources necessary for survival, everyone struggled to live their lives somehow. Due to the lack of fuel, there was a power crisis in the world. Even vehicles, various sophisticated devices, machines, everything stopped completely. The world seemed to go back to that ancient era. However, to modernize the world again, many great scientists came together and discovered a flour from which a lot of fuel oil was obtained. As a result, people gradually normalized the situation on the world with the help of oil in a very short time. And gradually the world became much more modern, and all the rules and regulations of the world changed. Some amazing technologies were created on the world. In fact, since every person on the world looked different, various differences arose among people. Those who were a little ugly were looked down upon in different parts of society. So now a rule has been made in the world, through which there will be no more discrimination between any person. Every person will be beautiful in their own place. Everyone will get equal rights. And for this, scientists created a kind of machine through which a person is made completely beautiful. But there were several rules for this. Everyone is given this opportunity to be beautiful only on their 16th birthday. As a result, a person becomes completely perfect only after 16 years. So currently people are living a very beautiful life like this. But until the person turns 16, each person is kept in a specific place. And since they were not perfectly beautiful until then, they were called uglies. Now we see a girl named Telly, who was a member of the uglies group. But in just 2 months, she was going to turn 16. So she was very excited to see herself more beautiful. And she was looking at her face through a futuristic device, where it was visible that she would actually look like after becoming beautiful. In fact, they have to practice themselves on how they will look. That is, how their eyes will look, how their lips will look. They have to practice in different ways and give a shape to the device. So Telly was working hard on this issue every day. At that time, a text came to Telly again. A friend of Telly's named Paris called her to meet her, seeing which Telly was very happy, and she immediately went to meet him secretly. Actually, Paris called her so that they could secretly watch the parties of all those people who were all living in a different society after becoming beautiful. Their society could be seen very clearly from the sector of the Uglies. So the two of them were watching the parties of all those people at that time, because once they could get out of this Uglies society, they would get various types of facilities, and they would be able to lead their lives in a very high society. So they were talking about all these things about how they will enjoy their life after going there. Actually, Telly and Paris were best friends since childhood, and they like each other now. So they both decided that after going to high society from here, they will be together. But Telly knows that Paris is about to turn 16, so she has to leave here. That's why Paris says to Telly, "I will miss you every moment after I go there. Telly, I will wait for you every moment, but I will secretly meet you under the bridge where we both spent a lot of time as children. You will come to meet me there, okay?" Telly says okay. Then Telly goes to her room from there. Here we see a ring in Telly's hand, which every person has, but Telly has now learned to hack and use this ring. The next day, a press conference is organized about the Uglies, because today, everyone who has turned 16 will be sent to high society. So, like everyone else, Telly and Paris also come here. However, behind them was a girl named Sai, and she was talking to her friends about a place called Smoke. Actually, now, before everyone turns 16, they have to live a life of imprisonment under many rules and regulations. So many children cannot bear it, and run away to that place called Smoke. And that place is run by a boy named David. So at that time, a scientist named Kevin came there again, and she was the biggest scientist here. She was even the leader of the whole city. So this time, Kevin called Paris out of everyone, because he was the one who would now be sent from the uglies group to high society. Although Telly was very happy for him, she was still very upset that Paris was leaving, so she quickly returned to her room. Here she saw a flashback to their childhood, where when she was first entering the society, she first met Paris. And both of them were very upset about their own appearance at that time. They both felt that they were not beautiful, so they became very good friends by sharing their thoughts with each other. And from then on, they both promised each other that they would be by each other's side for the rest of their lives, always protecting each other. So one day, Paris got hurt a lot on his hand, which resulted in a very big wound on his hand. And then, to feel Paris's pain in herself, Telly also hit her hand in the same way. As a result, a sign of their friendship remained on their hands since then. Remembering these things, Telly was very upset. Almost several days passed like this. However, after Paris left, Paris did not even text Telly once. So Telly was very upset. But at that time, she remembered Paris's words, where Paris told her that she would come to meet her under a bridge. And that was today. So Telly hacked her ring system here, created a glitch there, and secretly left her room. But even after waiting for a long time, Paris did not come to meet her. So Telly was very worried about Paris. As a result, she decided to secretly enter that high society city. Then she somehow entered the city by avoiding everyone's eyes. And there she found a mask, which is basically what people here wear at various parties. And Telly immediately put on that mask to hide her face. As a result, she immediately became very beautiful. Her whole body became perfect like a high society person. And Telly entered the city in disguise, where everyone was partying. But Telly started looking for Paris among everyone here. And in a while, she found Paris. Paris now looked very handsome, but he was pretending not to recognize Telly here. Telly understood that Paris's behavior had changed a lot, but when Paris could not recognize her, Telly took off her mask. As a result, she looked like before again. Paris then said to her, "Oh Telly, you have come. It was not right for you to come here at all. You will come here after 2 months. So why have you come here now? Leave here as soon as possible." But at that time, Telly saw that Paris had erased that sign of their friendship from her. Telly was very hurt by this, because this sign can never be erased if he does not want to. So Telly was going to tell Paris something. But at that time, an officer here saw her. So Telly ran away from there. She put on a jumping jacket and started jumping from there. And somehow she escaped from the city and came straight to that bridge. But their security plane caught her. But at that time, Shy came there. And to save Telly, she was going to another place from there by wrapping themselves in a skateboard. Shy was again very expert in riding this kind of skateboard. So she went behind that security plane in a moment, and she hid in a place with Telly. As a result, Telly survived like this, and here they both became very happy. They both became very good friends. But because of all this running, they got very hungry. So they returned to their sector and stole food from the kitchen. Then they were sitting together in a place and talking. Telly was telling Sai about the city of high society. Telly told Sai how luxuriously the people of high society actually live their lives, and how much technology there is in their city, how happily they live their lives, and how beautiful they all look. So she was also very excited to go there, but she felt very bad about the change in Paris. So Shy told her, "Don't be sad. Everything will be fine after going there. And besides, your birthday and mine are on the same day, so we will both become beautiful together. And at the same time, we will have a lot of fun going there." Talking about these things, they both got very excited. The next morning, when Telly was with some of her friends, a friend of Shay's came and returned a book to her. And Telly was completely shocked to see the book, because reading books was completely prohibited here, due to which managing books was also a very difficult thing. So, seeing this book, Telly also wanted to read the book, so she also took the book from him, and she went to her room and read the book very carefully. She liked reading the book very much. In fact, the book wrote about how the world was before it became so modern. And by reading this book, Telly understood very well how simple people used to live their lives before. And Telly felt very happy to know these things. In this way, almost a few days passed. Telly now spends most of her time with Shay. They both started teaching each other new things. Shay taught Telly how to ride a skateboard perfectly, through which she could go from one place to another in an instant. And Telly teaches her how to hack their ring, through which she can enjoy various facilities. She can do everything without anyone's permission, such as eating food at any time, going out of here. She can also open the lock of any place and enter there. And Shai is completely surprised to know these things. Then the two of them talk a lot about each other. Telly shows Sai how she will feel after she becomes beautiful. She also tells Sai how she will enjoy her life after going to that city. However, she has not yet been able to build her structure well enough to be completely perfect, so she is still practicing very carefully every day. Then Telly asks Shai if she is practicing well to make herself perfect. But she tells her that she feels very bad about practicing to change herself. She does not like this at all. Telly then asks her how she spends her free time. Sai then took Telly out with her, and she showed her skateboarding skills through various tricks. Telly was completely surprised to see that, because her skating skills were really great. After a lot of fun, they went to a place in the city to rest for a while. Then Shai said to Telly, "I want to tell you something on my mind." Telly, "I don't want to change myself. I don't want to be perfect at all, because I think that every person is perfect in their own way. There is no need to change your appearance to be perfect." But Telly says to him, "Why do you think that? We can't live with our ugly looks all our lives, right? Everyone dreams of being perfect, and we have that opportunity in front of us, and our luxurious life lies ahead, where we will be good all our lives." But Telly then says to her, "What you think of as a luxurious and beautiful life is not actually a meaningful life. The meaning of life is not only through luxury and beauty. Life becomes meaningful only when a person can enjoy life freely. But if there is no freedom in a person's life, then no matter how much beauty and luxury a person has, at some point, that life will seem like hell. So I never want to go to that high society city. I actually want to go to Smoke City and join the Smoke Group, where there is no artificial beauty, no meaningless life of false luxury. There I will be able to live my own way. I will live by sustaining my existence. I will enjoy my life in my own way." But Telly then said to him, "Are you crazy? There is no place called Smoke, because if there was, we would all know about that place." Sai then said to her, "I want to show you something." Saying this, she took Telly to a place, which was a place far away from their society. And when they got here, they both threw away their rings, so that they could not be tracked in any way. Then they crossed a river there very quickly with the help of their skateboards. After traveling a long way, they both reached a ruined city. Everything there was completely destroyed. There were not even any people there. The roads, the houses there, everything was completely abandoned. Now Sai then took Telly to the tallest building there. Then she said to Telly, "Never tell anyone that I brought you to such a city." Then Sai lit a fire there, and she told Telly, "The Smoke Group really exists, and the leader of that group is a boy named David. So I will call David, and I will go with him to Smoke City. David will come to pick me up." Telly then said to her, "What are you talking about? I thought you were joking. Do you really want to go to such a group?" Sai said, "Yes, because Smoke is a different world. People live as they are. You don't have to change anything inside yourself. People in Smoke City live just like people used to live many years ago, just like you read in that book. And you like the things very much. And I was going with David that day, the day I saved you for the first time. But I couldn't go that day because I saved you. But I am very happy to have a friend like you, because you are a very kind-hearted person. And I don't want you to lose your true self by going to that high society. I want to take you with me and show you the real meaning of life. People in high society waste their time partying all day. They don't know how to enjoy life. So I don't want your life to be wasted like that. Will you go to Smoke City with me?" But Telly tells her, "Nothing like that, Sai. You're just scared." Sai then says, "You're right. I'm really scared. I'm scared of being a useless person wasting my precious time partying all day." But says, "I just want to be beautiful and live a perfect life." Sai then tells her, "You're already much more beautiful, Telly. Anyway, I won't tell you anything more." Then she gives her a piece of paper and says, "Here's the address of Smoke City. If you ever think you'll come to Smoke City, then check this address and come." Saying this, she bids farewell to Telly. And after getting a signal, she leaves on a skateboard. Telly is very upset because Shay leaves like this, because now she has no friends. Then, Telly's 16th birthday comes, and today she will be beautiful and go to high society. But here it is seen that everyone who had a birthday with Telly today is sent to high society. But Telly is not sent. Telly is very upset about this. Then a woman named Kevin calls her, and she tells her that they need her help, because Sai has not been found for several days. But she is Shay's best friend, so does she know anything about Shay? However, Telly tells her that she does not know anything about Shay, but her lie is caught by the lie detector there. Kevin then tells her, Shay went to Smoke City with David, right? Do you know how bad a person David is? He's not just taken Sai, he's brainwashed a lot of kids so far. Now if you really want to go to high society, tell us the whole truth. Otherwise, you'll have to stay here for the rest of your life. But Telly promised Shay that she wouldn't tell anyone about Smoke City, so she doesn't say anything here, which is why she is sent back to her room. However, Telly was upset and cried a lot when she arrived, but just then Paris came there to meet her, and Telly was very happy to see Paris. She said to him, "Why haven't you come to see me for so long? You know how much I missed you." Then Telly told him everything about Shay, and told him why she hasn't been able to go to high society yet. After hearing everything, Paris told her, "You should tell Kevin the whole truth. Otherwise, you will never be able to come to me." But Telly repeatedly said that she couldn't do that because she had promised Shay. However, Paris then told her, if David has misled him, and he might be in great danger there, then as your friend you should protect him. So I think it would be wise to tell Kevin everything. Paris somehow convinces Telly to do this. So the next day, Telly goes straight to Kevin, and she tells Kevin everything about Smoke City. Kevin then tells her, David actually wants to destroy our entire city, and that's why he's growing his group and he's making different kinds of weapons. So I want you to go to their city as their team and destroy all their weapons there. At the same time, find out what they're planning. Even all the kids who are left in the Smoke group, we have to rescue them somehow. We need your help to save our city now. So you have to complete this mission somehow. Hearing these words, Telly agrees to go on the mission. So Kevin then puts a locket around her neck, through which she can send a signal here at any time. So now Telly takes the address that Sai gave to Telly and leaves on a skateboard for Smoke City. She was able to skateboard like Shay, which made her move towards Smoke City very fast. Now she crossed a huge wall and came to a place like a forest, in the middle of which there was a railway track. So Telly followed that road, and after crossing that road completely, she reached a flower garden, and these were the flowers discovered by scientists, through which a lot of fuel oil is produced. So Telly got very tired after crossing a lot of roads, so she lay down in the middle of that flower garden to rest a little. But since her body was very tired, she fell asleep there without knowing it. But whenever she woke up, she saw that the entire flower garden was on fire. She was very scared because she could not find any other way to escape from there. But just at that time, a boy came there, and this boy was actually David, who was the leader of the Smoke group. He actually came here after hearing Tell's screams. However, when he came here, he was first checking all of Tell's things through a device, and here David finds a tracker near Tell, but immediately throws it away. But on the other hand, it turns out that Kevin is keeping an eye on Tell through that tracker. Meanwhile, David also checks Tell's locket, but there was no tracker in the locket. So David then takes Tell with him. On the other hand, there was a tracker in Tell's skateboard. So when Kevin finds its location, he tells his guards to go there. David has brought Tell with him to Smoke City, where many other children like her have moved. And when Sai sees Tell here, she is very happy, and she hugs Tell, welcoming her to their group. Tell is very happy to see Sai safe here. That night, they were talking together. At that time, Shay said to Telly, "You know, I'm very happy that you came here, because if you went to high society, you would lose your own existence. There, you would have to live like a robot." But Telly then said to her, "Are you really happy here, Sai? Tell me the truth. Did David keep you here by threatening you?" Sai then said to her, "What are you saying? David is a very kind-hearted person, and you are talking about me being a prisoner? I was a prisoner in our society, where I had to do everything according to the rules. Even if I wanted to, I could not leave my room on my own. I was a prisoner then, but now I am completely free. But your intention is not that you have come to take me away from here again? If that is the case, then you should leave here, Telly." But Telly then said to him, "Oh no, it's not like that. I am actually a little confused." Shay then tells him, "You don't need to be confused. Just stay here for a few days, then you will understand everything." The next morning, it is seen that the Smoke group is going to set fire to the flowers that produce fuel oil. But upon hearing this, Telly was completely surprised. Telly then told them, "You shouldn't do that. Why are you burning those flowers? We get a lot of oil and energy through those flowers." But David then told Telly, "You actually know the wrong information about that flower. It is actually a poisonous flower, which is destroying our world's environment and poisoning the world's weather, so that no kind of plants can grow here. And at the same time, people should not be able to live here." So now they set off to find those flower gardens. For this, First, they boarded one of their helicopters. Then they went around looking for those flower gardens. And whenever they could see those flower gardens around, they would set them on fire through that device. But at that time, they came to know through one of their devices that Kevin's guards had come to their area, and Sai could see them all from that helicopter. However, when the guards attacked Shai immediately fell down from the helicopter, and Telly saw this and came down with the help of a rope. Here again, a guard was coming to catch Shai. On the other hand, David and the rest of his companions were in the helicopter, and they then flew Shai and Telly away from there as quickly as possible using the helicopter rope. Then they quickly returned to their hideout, and after arriving here, a member of the smoke group said, "We have been working to save the world for so many years. But until today, the guards have never been able to find our location." But how did they find our location after Telly arrived? I think Telly is also involved in this. But David then said, "Don't say that. Telly is a very kind-hearted person. Didn't you see when Sai fell into the fire? Telly risked her own life to save her. So it's not right to doubt her like this." Hearing David's words, everyone believed Telly, and they all accepted Telly as their team member. This time at night, it was seen that Telly was feeling very guilty, because everyone here trusts her so much, and because of that, Kevin knew the location here today. Even because of that, the lives of the people here are now in the eye. So the next morning, it was seen that David had come to a village with everyone in his team. Actually, it was a village of the smoke group, where many people lived, because this place was still suitable for people to live, and the environment here was also very charming. The people here cultivate their own way, produce various fruits, and live very peacefully in their own way. Along with that, they use the iron from the railway track that ran through their forest to make various furniture. There was a camp there for their party, so they all got together and organized a welcome party there to welcome them, and they all started having fun there as they wished. Here, no one else interfered in their lives. There were no rules. They were having fun in their own way, and this matter was very pleasing to Telly. Then they gave Telly natural food to eat, which Telly liked very much, because Telly was eating food for the first time. Artificial food was always given in their society. Now, David addresses everyone here. Finally, the guards have arrived here, and their aim is to completely eliminate the smoke group, because we don't want to go against nature like them. We want to live our lives according to the laws of nature, which the people of high society never want. They don't want to understand how terrible the consequences of going against nature can be. Maybe they are temporarily fine, but because of all their anti-nature activities, the whole world may be on the verge of destruction. But they have embarked on a mission to change nature, and we have all embarked on a mission through which we will change them. The world, the responsibility to protect, is now ours. Listening to David, Telly is very impressed with him. Now, the next morning, it is seen that David is teaching Telly to ride an arrow for protection. Then the two of them were talking together. David tells Telly that he has been here since his birth, and he has never seen the city of high society. He has only heard about that place. Telly is very surprised by this. Then David tells Telly what kind of world he wants to see in the future. David says many beautiful things here, and seeing such beautiful thoughts, Telly is very impressed with David. But at that time, David gives Telly a glove as a gift. Telly is very happy with it, and Telly has understood very well in these few days that the intentions of the smoke group are not really bad. They do not want to harm anyone. Rather, Kevin has lied to her and sent her here. So now Telly goes straight to Shai. Then she asks her what decision she has made. Does he want to be with them now? Telly was about to say something here, but at that moment Shai sees David's glove in Telly's hand. Then she says to Telly, "Where did you get these gloves? Did David give them to you? Do you know how much David likes these gloves? He never takes these gloves away from him, but he gave them to you. That means he likes you." Telly is very happy to hear this. Later that evening, Telly fully realizes that they are actually in love. So the next day, David takes Telly to his parents to tell them more about Smoke City, and they are very happy to see Telly. After coming inside, Telly sees that there's the book that she had to stay in their city. Then she learns that this book was actually written by David's father, so that he can tell everyone in high society about the real world. So now David says to his parents, "We should tell Telly the whole truth." Then David's parents tell Telly that they were once high society scientists, and they were the ones who basically changed the faces of different people by performing surgeries. But it turns out that many people also die as a result of the surgeries, which hurt both of them a lot. So then they realize that the Creator created people the way they should be. But what's even more terrifying is that when every person is operated on their brains are also changed. A device is implanted in their brains through which they are completely under Kevin's control. Then Kevin controls people as he wishes. At one point, Kevin also changed David's parents by performing surgery, but they were both skilled scientists. So Kevin then turned them back into normal people and gave them the responsibility of controlling all people. As a result, every person becomes like a robot. And the way every person parties and rejoices in high society is basically only under Kevin's control. They have no feelings inside, but this seems very cruel to both of them. They realize how great an injustice this is to a person. So they immediately escape from there and move to Smoke City. And in order to save every person, they form a group called Smoke. Currently, they have created a serum that can fix every person who has been changed by surgery, but they have not yet tested this. However, their serum still has some work to do, which requires another special type of serum to create. And that serum is in Kevin's lab. The serum is called nano serum. If they somehow get that serum, they will be able to create their serum perfectly. So Telly feels very sad after knowing all these things, and she realizes that she should have come to this group much earlier. Then she might have been able to do something for the Smoke group by now. However, she was very angry with Kevin here, so she threw away the locket that Kevin gave her. Seeing Telly in so much pain, David tries to comfort Telly, and here they tell each other about their love. However, it is seen that when Telly threw the locket around her neck, it fell into the fire and completely burned. Actually, it was a kind of locket, which, if damaged, its signal was sent to Kevin. As a result, Kevin now knows their location completely. So the next morning, she came there with her team, and they immediately started looking for David. However, Telly took David to a place and hid him. But at that time, she saw that Paris was now working in Kevin's team. So first of all, they wanted to know about David from everyone in the Smoke group, because David was the leader of their team. But no one here told them about David. However, at that time, when Paris asked David's father about David, his father also did not say anything here. As a result, Paris got angry and immediately killed David's father, seeing which Telly came in front of everyone screaming. And here she says to Kevin, "Did you send me so that you could find out their location through me and kill them? But you said you wouldn't harm anyone, so why did you do this?" When everyone in the Smoke group hears all of Telly's words, they all understand that Telly came here because of Kevin. That means she is also a member of Kevin's group, and that's why Kevin the location has been found out. Telly has deceived them all. They are all very sad to know that. However, Kevin then takes everyone here prisoner one by one. But at that time, Telly runs to save them all and causes a huge explosion there. And due to this explosion, David can somehow escape from here, but everyone else is captured. Then it is seen that when Telly comes to David, David gets very angry with Telly, and he asks him to leave there because he thinks Telly is guilty for his father's death. But Telly tries to convince him. She tells him, "It's not what you think. It's true that I came here because of Kevin's words, but I thought everyone here was in danger, so I came here to rescue them. But when I came here and found out the whole truth, I myself went against Kevin, and I also decided to work for the Smoke group. But before that, everything got messed up. Believe me, I didn't want anything like that." Here, David believes Telly. This time, David is desperate to avenge his father's murder, so he wants to go to the city alone. But Telly tells him that she grew up in that city since she was a child, so she knows all the places there and can help David. Then Telly secretly enters the city with David. Telly takes him to some of her close friends who are on Telly's side. Then Telly writes information about David in a place in the city through them, that David is still alive. As a result, it turns out that Kevin and all his guards are out looking for David. And at this opportunity, Telly takes David into Kevin's lab, where the serum is. However, they first free the people of Smoke City. Then they go straight to find Shay. But when they go to Shay, they see that Shay has completely changed. In fact, she was forcibly changed by surgery, and Shay was now much happier with her appearance. But Telly is very upset to see Shay in this condition. But at that time, Kevin comes there, and Kevin forces them all into the machine, through which people are completely changed. But as soon as the machine is started, some of David's friends come there with a helicopter, and they set the entire lab on fire with the help of one of their devices. As a result, an explosion immediately starts in the lab. But here, David's mother steals the nano serum. But at that time, Paris comes there, and Telly sees that Paris has that sign in his hand, which was a sign of their friendship. And Paris has made this sign the same as before, which makes Telly very emotional. However, David gets very angry when he sees Paris, because Paris killed his father, so he beats Paris a lot here. Although Telly was trying to save Paris, but at one point Paris was falling from a very high place. Telly then tries to save him, but when Paris looks into Telly's eyes, emotions start to work in him. He remembers all the moments he spent with Telly, so he ends himself here. Telly suffered a lot from this. Now they all get the opportunity and move far away from the city. Then David's mother says that she now has 2 serums. And with these 2 serums, it is possible to finally create the special serum, through which it is possible to return every person to their previous state. But for this, they need a person who has undergone surgery. Telly then says that she can do this experiment on Shy if she wants, but Shy does not agree to it in any way. So Telly then says that she wants this experiment to be done on her. But David did not want this in any way, because he does not want to lose Telly at all. He knows that Telly will change after the surgery. However, his mother says here that she has a special kind of serum. And if Telly injects that serum, then even if her appearance changes after the surgery, her brain will remain completely normal. Telly is very happy to hear this, because if this happens, she will be able to trap Kevin, and she will be able to fix every person together with the smoke group. They will be able to succeed very easily in their mission to fix the world. So Telly goes to Kevin on her own. Now, a few days later, it is seen that Telly has completely changed, but her brain is now completely fine. And now, everything is going according to her plan. Thus, she has embarked on another new mission for the smoke group. And this is where this story ends. Actually, the ending of this movie has been kept incomplete. The audience has been given a hint through the last scene of the movie, which has been explained that there may be another part of this movie later. Don't forget to tell me in the comments how you liked the story of this movie. See you in the next new video. Until then, everyone, stay well and healthy.